Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Intuitive Energy Forecast for April 1st, 2022. I'm Arlene Grace, an intuitive energy coach, master numerologist, and channel. What's going on with the computer? April Fools, right? April showers bring May flowers, and yet over here it's snowing outside. Funny, right? And so that's the energy today, that you can feel that something is coming. You can feel that spring is coming. You just can sense it. You can see the experience of it. There's not as much snow. The snow is melted. You can see the birds. You can see the robins are pregnant. You can see and feel the moisture in the air. It's no longer dry. You can sense that it is starting to come into fruition. And that's very much the energy today. Today's energy is that of the 2 and that of the 7 of spades. And so this energy is really coming into communion, into connection, into trusting that you are guided, and to allow yourself to, it's like surrender the ego and to know that you are not in charge of the how. We're not in charge of how spring's going to unfold. If it's going to snow, it's going to snow. We can go ahead and we can commiserate for our pain and for the cold and for whatever, or we can know that it's coming. We can know that tomorrow it might be 15 degrees Celsius, or right now it's probably just 1, right? And so in this energy, it's this resurrection, it's this letting who you were go so that you can emerge into this new being. Like it's letting go of the ego, it's letting go of the limitations, it's letting go of the disbelief, and it's allowing yourself to believe in magic, to believe that you are supported, to believe that you are guided, and again, not in charge of the how. And so it was taking me all of these examples that I've had in my life. And the one that I want to speak to is, there was not this summer, the summer before, I was going to drive to a friend's place, and it was a 40-minute drive. And so I had to get onto the highway, the 401 East. And I remember I was driving and I was pumping up the music and I was dancing, and it was summer and I was enjoying myself. And I could hear like this noise coming from my hood, right underneath the hood. And I'm like, do I have a squirrel in there? Because during COVID, I hadn't driven my car very much. And so the year before, I actually had mice or squirrel that were hiding underneath my car, and they had eaten some of my wires, right? And so I'm driving and I'm thinking, oh man, like, is that possible that they came back? Is it possible? I don't know. And so I'm still driving and I'm continuing to go, and I'm like, oh my God, like, am I killing the mouse? Am I killing, like, what's happening underneath the hood? What's underneath there? And so I keep on going and I'm still driving. And I'm about 5 kilometers away from my exit. And the noise is getting louder. The car is starting to shake. And I'm like, oh man. And if anyone knows, like, the 401 is a busy highway. It actually goes through the entire country of Canada, right? From one side to the other. And so I'm driving, my car shaking. And now within, another kilometer, everything, all the lights, all the whistles, everything is going off in my car. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what's happening? And it's busy. I'm in traffic. We're driving 110 kilometers an hour. And I'm just like, okay, well, what am I going to do? And so I continue to drive, and now my steering's starting to go. And so I'm noticing that it's hard for me to steer. And I'm like, okay, I can't safely pull over to the side. I can't safely do any of the things. My lights are going off like crazy, so I can't even turn on my hazards. And so I don't stop, but I go, okay, all right, God, I'm giving it to you. I'm giving this to you. All I'm asking for is, I'm just asking to safely get off of the highway. I'm asking to, to get to a gas station easily so that I can get help. And it's in your hands, I trust. And I surrender. And so I'm now steering. I've got a kilometer to go. And traffic parts. And I'm continuing to go, and I get to my exit, and there's no light at the exit, and there are no cars. So now I get to just go around the bend, exiting the highway, and there's enough momentum with my car that it continues to take me all the way to a stoplight that actually has a gas station. So now I'm able to just keep on going, turn into the gas station, where I now decide I'm going to go and I'm going to park away from the gas station, and I'm just going to park, and then I'm just going to figure things out. Right. And so I get there, I park safely, and I'm thinking, okay, I did it. And so now I'm trying to figure out the hood. Right? Haven't been in my car in a long time. I'm like trying to figure out the hood. I get out of the car. I'm looking at the car. I'm looking for anything that's happening. Get back in the car. I'm texting my mechanic. Hey, what could be happening? And finally, I open up the hood and I get over to the car and I open it up, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's this band that goes around the motor, and it's completely shredded. And I had just gotten it fixed. And so it's completely shredded, and I'm looking at it, and like it's tangled in through my engine and all of these things. And this man comes up behind me and he's asking, hey, do you need help? And of course, I'm like, yes, please. I would love some help, please. I'm not sure what's happened. And he says, yeah, no problem. I can see that your car is a mess. Okay, give me your keys. And so I'm thinking, okay. And he goes, it's really hot outside, so come with me. And so right next door, there's a shop. And as he's walking me into the shop, he says, so I don't work on Saturdays, but for some reason I was inspired to come. And then I saw you and you were fiddling around, and I was going to leave, but I thought, no, wait. And so I'm not sure why I'm here, and yet I want to help you. And so I'm thinking, okay, please help me. So he leads me inside to a shop. He opens it up, has me sit, turns on TV and says, relax. And so I'm thinking, who is this man? What are you doing? He takes my keys, he takes my car, and he drives off. And I didn't realize that in order to get to his shop, you have to drive a block around and come around from behind. And so he's disappeared, and I'm thinking, where'd he go? He just took my Mercedes. Like, where'd he go? And my brain is wanting to attach to, great, now your car's gone. And then another part of my brain is, well, he did leave you alone in his shop. And now I'm just like getting up and I'm looking at his certification. I'm looking for his name, and I'm texting my friend. I'm like, this is what's happening. I'm safe. Things are well. And I'm down the street from your house. And she's like, okay, no problem. So he ends up coming into the garage, and I didn't hear him from where I was. And he was working on the car, and I was sitting in the lounge for about 30 minutes. And he comes and he says, okay, so this is what's happened and all of these things. I was able to order your part. It will be here in 10 minutes. Thank goodness, because the shop is closing. The parts shop is closing. So it's about to arrive. And I'm thinking, okay. He's like, you made it just in the nick of time. And I'm thinking, okay, cool. And so he fixes it. And he comes and he's like, what do you do? And how are you? And all of these things. He's like, I can't believe you made it here. Like, I can't believe you were on the highway and you made it here safely. I'm shocked that you didn't get into a car accident. It surprises me that you are safe. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. And so charges me $500, graciously pay the guy and wish him well. And I end up getting to my friend's house half an hour before I have to get there. All in deep trust, all in deep faith, all in playing with possibility, right? And so that's the energy of not just today, but it's the embarking of this entire month, that you may be feeling that there are things that are starting to unfold for you, and that it is not our job to know how. It is not our job to know who will come and who will support us and who will help us. It's not our job to control the experience. It's our job to be in flow and to continue to have faith and deep trust that all is well, that everything will work out for you. And if you can maintain the focus of that and believe that all things are possible, then those things that you are desiring, that you are wanting, will start to land. Because the energy of the 4-month today, April, it's that of a 4, which has this grounding nature, bringing things into place. And so I love that the invitation today is to deepen your belief that you are not alone, that in the things that you are creating, there is more that is available to you. In fact, there's 99.99999% more than what you can actually see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. And if you allow yourself to play in that possibility, that the magic can unfold, because you can have anything that you desire. You can. When you come from love, when you come from peace, when you come from joy, even when you come from anger, when you come from rage, when you come from whatever it is. And yet I'm going to invite you to come back into love, because love is abundant. It's always wanting to expand. It's always wanting to grow. And so if you can do everything in full trust, in full love, in faith, your life will begin to be magical. Quick time. Beautiful. Wishing you all the most amazing weekend. Can't believe it's Friday already. Any questions, any comments, please feel free to share. And if you are wanting to experience the magic, tomorrow we have a Jonah live virtual event, which is going to be extraordinary. It's going to be fun. It's going to be Joy Kingsborough, channeling Jonah, of course. I'll be there co-hosting with Cindy Van Arnhem. And so if you are curious, if you have questions that you want answered, then I'm going to post the link below. And I'll see you tomorrow. So much love. Bye for now.